I thought I would do a little thing on being a mom. Oh my goodness, I love my children so much. I carried them, I breastfed them, I put them in activities, took them to the doctor, bought their clothes, their sweet little outfits. I saw them graduate from high school, graduate from college, have children, get married. Maybe not in the best order, but it was good. I think for me personally, I can't speak for other mothers, but when my children go through stuff that's painful, it's also painful for me. And sometimes there's nothing I can do about it. You know, kiss a boo-boo, put a Band-Aid on it. One time my son was skateboarding down a very steep incline in Massanutten, and he fell off, and he got, oh my goodness, he was a mess. His whole body was a mess. We got a photo of it somewhere. He was on his way with a trip. His dad and I were separated, and they were going to California. So he had to go to California with all these abrasions on his body. I did try to keep my kids off hard drugs. You know, that at least as a mom, maybe I could help with that. I took a person that was a heroin addict on heroin around my son, and my son was like, ugh, he's a junkie. So hopefully he saw that, you know, the truth about it, not the romantic side of it that some people try to portray. And then I ran into some writings of my daughter's, looking at her sketchbook, that she was doing cocaine. And I actually sent it out to friends and family, not public, but just like, don't get hooked to this because the recovery is very difficult. I knew that because I'm older. You know, I've seen it in the 80s. You know, everybody in the 80s was doing cocaine. I did cocaine one time, and it put me in the hospital with bipolar. I went totally manic and couldn't sleep for a week. And started getting delusional. So yeah, cocaine was not the drug for me. Thank goodness. But yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say every mother, but I do, you know, when my kids go through something, I'm like, you have to let go and let them make their own decisions. And right now my kids aren't really talking to me. We've been through a terrible divorce, and there's some family disarray, so to speak, non-communicative issues that nobody's talking to each other. Except for I'll talk. But yeah, in my heart, there's going to be pain, there's going to be sorrow. I think you want to prevent stuff if you can see it, because you're the mom and you're older. I mean, you want to warn and help the kids not to make a mistake, and then some mistakes they have to make, and they will suffer. And that's how learning happens a lot of times, is through making mistakes, going through stuff. You know, my daughter was a single mom like I was, and I didn't want to do that anymore. I didn't like it. I wanted a partner to do this with, a friend to talk to and keep me company and help. And then, it's fun. Kids are fun. But it's not as much fun, I think, if you're all alone. It's a little bit more difficult. So anyway, as a mom, you know, I can see them. I can't see them, but visionarily wise, visions living up into their 80s, 90s, 100. I see my kids on their deathbed, taking their last breath, and that makes me so sad. And I want them to have a good life, and I know it's been difficult in the divorce. You know, I'm an artist, I make art, and there's a chance that I could make money and help support my kids with their education. That's with my work, is what I would like to do. My grandkids' education, things like that, contribute to education, not just schools, but sometimes travel can be, you know, education, activities, dance, music, that's education. But, you know, whatever they throw at me, as they do as young adults, I've been there too. You know, I've had times when I just couldn't stand my mother or my father. So it's hard to see it clearly when you're in the middle of it, but, you know, years down the road, hindsight is 20/20. So, but yeah, no, being a mom and an artist is challenge. I like challenges.